Hey, hi guys, welcome back. All right, so after lots and lots going on in my little world, I can finally say we hope that we have good internet connection. I can finally say everything is wrapped up with the previous place that I moved out of, and oh my gosh, I feel so much more like centered and grounded now. So, anyway, delightful to be here. Good to see everybody. And let's get into this. We're going to do a little check in on the topic of love. Sorry, I've been gone for a couple days. It took every minute I had to hold the threads of life together for a little bit. Hi, guys. AC, good to see you, babe. Hi, Des, Lalu, Anisha Chatu, Stephanie Ellis, Emily, Chris. Hi, everyone. Happy weekend. Happy Saturday. Let's take a look at love. We have not touched base on love in a while now. Nine of Cups, Queen of Cups, 10 of Cups, King of Swords. Okay, this is a great starting point for the topic of love. We have personal enjoyment and satisfaction, as well as either two individuals that are like, I'm ready to actually give. I've had, certainly for a Queen of Cups, if these first two cards belong to her, we have her in a very good, like, headspace, heart space. She's very self-content. And I think anytime it's kind of like a really great time for us to consider, like, I have plenty to share with another person as well, because my fulfillment has achieved. So now I'm in a place where I could absolutely share another person. And the fact that we have this king who's also upright, and he's kind of in that same energy. He's thinking about long-term connections. He's thinking about romance, love, giving, family. All of that looks really nice to start this out. Okay, we'll see where we go with this. By the way, guys, we will be doing zodiacs on the other channel, and on this channel, as soon as I'm done with this video, we'll do a Cancerian video as well. All right, so we'll get through as many of the zodiacs as I can today, and then all of them tomorrow as well, since I'm normal again. We've got the High Priestess and we got the Four of Cups. Those two cards are sideways, so everything was looking amazing for like a time of union, a time of relationship. But there's nothing to say these two are already in a union. It just keeps saying that they're in a terrific place for relationship, because they're both in a place of fulfillment and confidence. Certainly the masculine in this storyline, which again, of course, could be a feminine. It's just he's showing up in the masculine energy. So we're going to say him. He's in a place in particular where he's more focused on, I want like family around me. I want to give. I want to share. This energy of like some illusions, or maybe even a little, it's shared energy, and it's two people are almost like wondering, am I getting this wrong? Am I reading this other person wrong? Anytime we see the High Priestess, that's the subconscious, intuitive energy. But they both are wondering if it's an illusion. Can I trust my instinct? And I'm wondering if this is about two people, questioning, am I getting this wrong? Yeah, Ace of Wands is in the reverse. So we have two people that would be great together, possibly, that are in a good place for a connection, and yet they're not pursuing it from what I can tell. We have the World card upright. May, thank you, Angel. You are so sweet. Thank you, babe. You're so incredibly generous. I see one person says it's buffering. Guys, is it buffering for anybody else? Okay, a couple of you. Oh, no. Are we solid right now, guys? Okay, we're good. All right, I'll keep my eye. We shouldn't be having that problem anymore. So if it's everyone, please let me know in the comments. I'll try to remember to glance over and take a peek here and there. The World card being here speaks of, new beginnings, speaks of, the energy flow of let's do this all over again. Let's start this all over again. Let's look at this differently. But why the Ace of Wands in the reverse? See, I'm worried. Are these two almost thinking, I'm sure that they wouldn't want me, though. It's probably an illusion that somehow now would be a great time for us. So is this two people who actually already had something and then they parted ways and they've gotten really stabilized. They've, done whatever work they had to on themselves. They're in these really good places where now, maybe these are characters that knew each other 2 years ago and dated a bit. Things didn't work out. They've grown a lot in the last 2 years, developed a lot in themselves. And now they're thinking about each other once more, but they're like, no, that person wouldn't want me though, right? I mean, that was a long time ago. We have the Hanged Man sideways. So we do know there's been passage of time. It's as if they both see each other a little differently at this point. Let me take a look and say, so we know now that they are thinking about each other, and they're excellent candidates for relationship, right? They're both amazing people, kings and queens, super mature, self-content, aware, but they're thinking about one another, but they're kind of saying, yeah, but that they probably wouldn't want a new beginning with me. My mind goes back to them. So let me ask this, feminine, why does your mind drift over to the masculine? Thank you, May. You are so incredibly generous. Thank you, love. We have 9 of Pentacles. We have the Star. We have the Knight of Wands. You guys, I'm going to pause for just 1 second. Hang on. I'm going to do the little reset that I can do on my side. It'll just freeze on you for about, probably 5 seconds or so. Hang on just a second. All right. Hopefully that'll be just a little bit smoother now, audio and visible now. But we should have good connection at this point with the work that they did on my end. So here's hoping. With the 9 of Pentacles, the Star, and the Knight of Wands here for our feminine, her mind goes to them, right? But she can't help but wonder, like, they probably are just out dating, or I think it's a little maybe hard for her to think of them having dated other people in the time that she hasn't been around them. And I think it's a fair question to ask herself, like, time doesn't stop. If we've dealt with somebody and then parted ways with them, we assume that their life goes on just like ours has. And although she kind of keeps coming across with 9, so like personal energy, she's a 9 of Pentacles. We saw her as a 9 of Cups. We see her as somebody who's kind of like self-contained. She may not have dated a whole bunch of other people or anyone at all since she last dealt with him. But in her mind, she's like, let me ask my guides, let me ask myself, let me ask the universe, could I see myself connecting to them again? I have to contemplate, what if they've been out dating all kinds of other people? Would that still even be my wish? Would that be the person I would want to get together with? Or, I think that's a fair thing to ask oneself. Would I want to deal with somebody if I dealt with them once before, time has passed, and now we reconnect? Would it be too hard to imagine that they might have been off with other people? Could I really say that I would still want to rehash things with them? And I think that's a fair question to ask oneself, because it might be like, ooh, no, don't think so. Or a streak of like, would I put me into jealousy, or, how would this feel? And I think that's a great question for her to ask herself. I have to backtrack for just Chrissy. Thank you, Angel. Chrissy just gifted 5 more memberships: Wisteria, Fredrickson, Denisa, D, and MC, and Bathing Suits and Rain Boots. You guys are all now members courtesy of Chrissy. Chrissy, thank you, babe. I'll catch you on Monday in our members corner to say thank you. But anyone who just became a member courtesy of Chrissy, those names I just mentioned, please know you now have access to go ahead and take a look at the members playlist, and you'll note that you'll definitely want to check out our most recent uploaded members video. It'll be at the top of the list. And if you only at least watch the intro, I explain kind of how memberships go so that you don't miss out on some of the stuff that we do in the members corner. But welcome, everybody. And thank you so much, Chrissy. You're unbelievably generous. Thank you, love. So we just got 3 reversals here for our feminine. And it says, with the 5 of Wands in the reverse, 3 of Cups in the reverse, and Page of Pentacles in the reverse, I kind of think that this is her talking herself out of contacting them, but not blocking in case they wanted to reach out to her. I think she's coming to that conclusion. I don't think I could handle reaching out to them, trying to figure out, what's going to go on. Do they want to talk to me again? What's happening? say she's not going to let herself think too long and hard about this, and she's also not going to reach out to them from what I can tell, but she would be open to talking to them again and then seeing whatever it is. She doesn't want to go down the road of, if this card had been upright, she'd have been starting to obsess or overthink stuff, and she's like, I'm not going to do that. There's no reason for me to overthink what might have happened in their life since the last time we spoke. Third parties, I don't want to, who knows what they've been up to. I don't know, but I'm probably not going to reach out to find out. Okay, then let me just ask this, feminine. Why do you think that he's on your mind at this point, now that you're in a place where you're thinking about dating, you're thinking about romance? We have Ace of Pentacles sideways, and we have Magician, because she's aware that she would like to manifest relationship at this point. This storyline is very specific, right? We have a character who obviously is saying, I'm ready to manifest a relationship. And, I think it stands to reason that when, keep in mind, she's come across as very single, very empowered right now, very happy with her life. So it's a great time for her, if she feels so inclined, to say, I'm ready to manifest partnership because I'm so fulfilled. So it would be a compliment to my life, not something that I'm hungry for, not something that I'm desperate for. But do I think about, I'm manifesting partnership? Do I need to consider, am I trying to manifest with them again? Or am I just open to new beginnings? Or is this whatever's in my greatest and highest good? Universe, I leave it in your capable hands. I think because she's looking up and she's out here in nature, I think that this is her doing that like very honest self-check, which I think is very admirable, for her to say, okay, they come into my mind, and I realistically ask myself, is it then that I'm, I just want them back? Let me consider. Circumstances might not be something that I like, so I don't want to say that I'm trying to manifest them in. Instead, universe, send me whoever is in my greatest and highest good. Let me meet, or let me, guide my manifestations toward whomever is my greatest and highest good. If it is meant to be them, I'm not going to block it. I'll see where that goes, but I'm not going to sit around and hyper focus on them, because there are some things that I'm not too sure I would be able to call them back in and be content with. If I found out that they'd been a player, if they've been in all these beds, or if I ever worried that they were a player in the past and that would still need to be healed, I'm not trying to call them back in and say, but it has to be them. It has to be them. I like the fact that she's like self-aware enough to know that she's not trying to force any particular outcome. She's open to greatest and highest good. Okay, let's go over and ask them on the other side, our masculines. Hi, everyone. So wonderful to see you all. You guys are so awesome. I have missed you so much. You have no idea. It's been a very hard couple days, but I'm so happy to be here. And it's like, I feel so relaxed now. So with this King of Swords here, he's ready for some kind of relationship, right? And we know that these two have thought of each other because they shared that High Priestess sideways. So why is she on your mind? And we have a King of Swords in the reverse, because I was a bastard. His words, not mine. We have a Queen of Cups. That's exactly who she is. We have the Four of Pentacles in the reverse, and we don't open up to her at all. I wasn't fair, I wasn't balanced. She was incredibly loving. I would love to open up to her now and not hold anything back. And I'd give anything to have a sexy date. I love her legs, love the smell of her neck. I would give anything to move toward her. Okay, let me just, we got to talk about this card right here. Why were you a King of Swords in reverse? Why do you say that that's how you were? We know that you held back a lot. Nine of Pentacles. Either she was a big, oh no, serious? Oh, you guys, I'm so sorry that we're still experiencing so much issue. Hang on, we're going to do one more read. Okay. Is that any better? I'm seeing, hang on. Okay. Okay, guys, here we go. I had to reset for audio as well. It claims that we have an excellent connection right now. So here we go. Kara Dog, you're cracking me up. All right. So as we are seeing this energy off of him, I was about to say, well, either he was intimidated by the fact that she seemed to be very stable, very secure, and it's like he held back from her because it seemed like she either had more resources or more confidence than he did at that time, or he wanted to be single in case there were other people to meet. I don't know about that though. Let's take another look. We've got a 10 of Pentacles sideways. Now, this was all about resources. He felt insecure about his own financial situation, is what this says to me. He wasn't sure if he had enough bread, enough dough to like keep up with maybe her lifestyle. I don't know. Was she a big traveler? Did she, here she is in Venice dressed, very romantically. It seems like being worried about, would she really want me if I can't keep up with her financial lifestyle or something? And it just feels, he feels a lot differently now, right? 6 of Pentacles sideways, Judgment card sideways. So, I said already, it's like this was probably a connection where these two were together, then they part ways and they do some growing. And now they're looking at things with a different lens, right? Finding more maturity, finding more stability, finding less insecurity. And that would make sense because on his side, it was intimidating at one point because he thought she was either doing better than him financially, had more resources than him. And now it's like, why was that what I was worried about? Maybe I didn't stick around long enough to find out if that even was, if he was worried she was going to look at him as like, oh, you don't have enough money. I don't think he ever found that out. He knows that she was actually very loving, right? She was very, she was a Queen of Cups. So there was no real reason for him to be so like self-judgmental of himself and his resources and assume she can have a much better life without me. I'm not going to be able to keep up with her, whatever, travel needs or something. But it's so weird because he's like, but she wanted me. I know she did. I'm the one who walked away from her. I held back from her. I ran away from her because I felt insecure. And now, shit, how am I going to say sorry for that? How am I going to redo that? How am I going to recapture that? Judgment sideways, 6 of Pentacles sideways. All of this just looks like, yeah, it's going to be a little bit tough for him to maybe course correct this, but in his mind, it's worth a try to fix it now. So it's pretty amazing that he's in that point where he can reflect, and it's like he's owning the fact that he sabotaged this one. He held back from her. He removed himself out of her life. And I would say that makes sense in this storyline, why we said on her side, she's like, I'm not going to say I'm trying to manifest him. But if he were to reach out to me, I would consider a renewal with him depending on circumstances. But universe, I leave it to you. Whatever's in my greatest and highest good. That makes sense that she's not the one reaching out to him simply because he's the one who withdrew from her. So it would be him who has to reapproach. So let's go ahead and ask. King of Swords, are you trying to approach her? Are you trying to come back into her world? Page of Swords sideways. He's investigating it right now. How are you investigating it? Page of Swords. He's spying. He's checking up on her. There's that World card again and the Hierophant. So he's doing a little bit of his own spiritual work right now, either asking the universe for the wisdom. Universe, do you think that I could approach and have a new beginning? And all of this is it's great that these characters are like, checking in with their higher selves. But on the other hand, we also have free will. And if anything that's going to happen in this world, we have to put in some effort for. That's just my personal belief. Doesn't mean I'm right. Maybe you can think things into existence. I've never had that happen for me exactly. I've had to want something focus on it, start making some kind of effort toward it, and then I tend to find it. But I usually have to get on board with the things I want. I just don't magically, like, oh, I want a cup of tea, and then there it is. Although, then again, no, I made this knowing I would want it. But miraculously, I did find where my TNT mugs were in all my packed up boxes. So there was some good stroke of luck there. No, with this energy, though, I think that he's in a place of knowing that if this is meant to be, if he reaches out, if a new beginning is possible, and if this is what he truly wants, then if it's meant to be, and it could be successful, I do think this is him, like opening up to it. But he also knows walking in, this is for keeps. We're not playing games. I'm not going to be coming in to try to like randomly like kind of date her. This would be like, I think he already knows if I gravitate toward her again, if I try to have a do-over with her, it's going to be real, real serious. And I think he has to prepare himself for that mentally and emotionally. What are you thinking about in regards to her? Like, that you expect to come in and it's going to be something that really matters to your own heart, masculine. So what does it mean? Like, are you thinking like she's going to want it to be real, real serious also? 5 of Cups, Strength card in the reverse. He's thinking, I'm going to have to be real serious and show her that I am not holding back. I am not sabotaging, and I'm not running away, because she might be afraid. Okay. I'm hoping after that very big breakdown, I am so hoping that we are able to get this all worked out. And oh my gosh, guys, this is such a issue. I do not know what just happened. Okay. Are we back? Okay, great. So it still says I have a perfect connection. So I have no idea what is going on. This could be a YouTube issue at the moment, but I'm not sure. Okay, so with the 4 of Wands and the 3 of Cups, if he's been spying, he's been looking into like what's going on in her world, on her side of things. He's either recognizing like this is long-term material. She's not somebody I would just want to date. She's somebody that I only see me with her. Now, there could also be the energy of he already knows if he's around her again, like that's it. That's the one for him. I think that she was always the one for him. I think it's why we had all this struggle and all these problems. And maybe that's why, we had so many of these issues I don't know, so many issues on, what was he supposed to do before when he knew that she was the right one for him, but he didn't feel like he was up to snuff. So spying, looking at it now, it's like, oh, that's totally who I want to go and be with. And I already know that. There's a Chariot. So he knows what he's coming for. He knows what he's going into. He knows why he's headed her way. He knows all of it. I'm going her direction on purpose. 9 of Wands. There's nervousness in him still, but I also feel like there's a lot of confidence. If I move toward her, I'm going to be playing for keeps, and I'm going to really hope that she and I can make it work this time, or that she'll let me be a part of her world. 8 of Swords, man, he's been stuck on this thought for a while. Okay, let's go ahead and get to the chase then. Are you actually gravitating toward her? Are you actually going to be moving in her direction? 2 of Swords, 3 of Wands. That 2 of Swords is sideways. So thankfully, to me, that says he's at that place where it's like, I don't think I can wait any longer. It may be the difference between, next Thursday or this Thursday or something, but Three of Wands it's in the upcoming future that's quite nearby. Anywhere from 3 days to 3 months is how I look at this. And with that Two of Swords being sideways, it's like, I think I'm about ready to go ahead and just say, I need to remove these blockages. Any kind of fears that I have. He knows he's going to have to come in heart and hand, is what I would say. He's come out as a King of Swords twice and very consistently been a King of Swords. So he could be, I'm just seeing the Libra scales here, even though this is a Two of Swords, but he very well could be a Libra. But it's like, I got to make it right, which means I have to come in with my heart because I'm the one who backed away before. So how do you make anything right? You bring in what you didn't have, right? You bring in what you didn't already give if you're going to make something right. Knight of Pentacles. I know Knight of Pentacles is usually our slowest moving knight, but you see he's so excited because he's about to cross the finish line. This has been a big old marathon. I kind of think he knows he's coming back to right where he was supposed to be. It's like he met her, he ran away from her, and he did a big old marathon loop, and now he's coming back, and it's like, okay, I'm actually ready to give this time as a King of Swords upright. I know what I didn't give before. I know where my fear was before. I know what I have to do to see. I mean, if she wanted me once upon a time, and I'm the one who ran away from her, I get it. She might not trust me now. She might be a little bit nervous about me. She might not think I'm super reliable, but I got to show her, and I'm willing to show her that I actually am. I actually think he's getting more excited at the thought of this. There is one last question I almost hesitate to ask, but were you out there dating a bunch of other people, like when you were busy running away from her, or what? No, with the Magician, it says, no, I was trying to manifest getting my act together, or, manifest what I felt like I needed in my life. Six of Wands, Six of Pentacles. No, nothing here says that he was out looking for other people to stoke his ego. It says he was out manifesting. Again, we have money. I don't know if he's just been working his buns off or what, but he needed to feel better about, obviously more like his financial situation. So it looks really good, actually. This feels like he dedicated himself to fixing his own insecurity, which that's a very king thing to do, right? Look, just because we're kings and queens doesn't mean that we don't have the same, insecurities and moments that we wobble, but we handle our ish, right? We handle it. We got the fear, and we got the Two of Cups. So this is the Devil card, or the shadow side. No wonder he got really scared when he dealt with her. Even all of the internet connection stuff that we've dealt with in this storyline, I feel is so perfect for this particular tale, right? Because we saw him kind of freaking out. We saw him, running away. We see him kind of spying and not quite moving toward her yet. We see him thinking stuff out. And it's like, I wonder if that kind of represents the moments that he almost went toward her but didn't, and almost went toward her but didn't, and almost went toward her but didn't, as he's been processing and saying, okay, this is what I was really scared of. She's the one I want for the rest of my life. I knew it the first time I met her. I know it now. And so there's more riding on this. He's always been playing for keeps with her. That's why. He's always been playing for keeps with her, which didn't look like it when he first held back and ran away. But as we see the whole story unfold, doesn't it? This is pretty exciting, and it feels so consistent, right? The internet, that's been super inconsistent, but the emotions, the mindset, the entirety, we don't have him but then he had a double life and he was, is some creeper or anything like that. We actually have characters that were just processing what they needed to. So I do want to go back over to her side one last time, and I know I'm tempting fate to not just end this story, but I kind of feel like we need to take one look at her side of things, just for what comes up in her future. We've got the High Priestess in the reverse. We have the Two of Swords sideways. Every time we see her, we keep seeing her say, what I am aware of is I'm not the source of a blockage. I never was. And I know intuitively sometimes there's reasons that somebody's not ready, but I'm not blocking. And if she ever did, after he ran away, if she blocked him or something, she probably has undone that block, I'm thinking. But energetically speaking, she's also open to if he wants to contact her in the energetic world, That's fine with her. She's not blocking thoughts of him. She's saying, I'm not sure if he's on my mind right now because he's thinking of me. But now I kind of think that's exactly what's going on. I think blockages are being removed. I'm starting to realize he's in my mind because I must be on his. I think she's slowly coming to that sense of awareness and saying, there's no way that he's just popping into my head randomly. There's got to be another reason. There's got to be another reason. And it's got to, devil. If he's scared to reach out to me in the 3D world, look, I'm not the one blocking it. If you're ready to be my King of Cups, my Poseidon, get your courage up and come on toward me if you're ready to be mine. Oh gosh, what's that song by Arctic Monkeys? Something about I want to be yours. Ace of Pentacles. If he is like tapping energetically on the door jamb of her mind, she is saying, I'm aware he's wondering, and would I allow him to contact me in the 3D world? And I think this is her pausing and saying, you're scared that I wouldn't talk to you. Well, I would. If you're coming in like this, you want to come in and be mine. You want to open up energy to me. You want to give love. You want to be a King of Cups to my Queen of Cups. You want a new beginning. Yes, under those circumstances, you may definitely reach out to me again in this lifetime in the 3D realm. So she's really taking down any boundaries and barriers of her heart space. If you're coming back in to be my person and give me love and be secure, again, she already said at the beginning, universe, whatever in my greatest and highest good. I'm not trying to call them back in per se, but whomever is my greatest and highest good. But she takes it a step further now at the end and says, if you want to be with me honorably, if you are someone that's trustworthy, if you're someone who hasn't done me dirty, if you are wanting to give me those things, yes, I would definitely still want that with you if we could be successful now. So part of this greatest and highest good, she puts his name on the list of, I'm picturing like somebody who has like bouncers at the door. And it's like, I'll let somebody in who is coming in for their greatest and highest good. And your name is on that VIP list if it turns out to be you, babe, but you got to come in the right energy. 5 of Cups. There is an energy of her saying, but don't disappoint me. Just don't disappoint me, because man, wishing wells and unicorns and waterfalls and disappointments. She's actively saying, like, just again, this is all done through the energy world. This is what she's projecting at him. Just don't come in if you're gonna run again, or if you're not sure. No wonder, like, this is also a pretty solid like counterpart energy to his thoughts, right? Because he's been saying, I know I have to come in and I have to give the real deal. I know I have to come in and I have to give like a serious commitment. The thing is, that's what he wants to do. Well, that's what she's expecting, nothing less. She's not looking for another heartbreak from him. He's kind of lucky she's still willing to give him another shot. We got Temperance in the reverse and the Tower on her side. I think this is the thing that she would be able to read in him. He would have to come in. This is why he has to be the one approaching. She will not be reaching out to him. If he can come in and he can open up his energy to her, truly show a loving side, show like a sense of like, my ego is down. I'm coming in pretty damn vulnerable and it's really uncomfortable, but here's what I want. It's like, if he can come in and really pursue her and also like speak about the past, that'll be the indicator to her. Okay, he is the King of Cups now. I can see the difference in him. I can see the vulnerability in him. I can see that this, look, it's not ever easy to humble ourselves or feel vulnerable. That's always scary. But I think if he can put himself into the uncomfortable situation, it's like some kind of like energy here of, yes, this is what I needed to see from him, is full transparency, full vulnerability. So really nice. All right, you guys, I'm going to leave this one here. We will see how the day progresses. I don't know what is going on either. And we've done this before where we've had YouTube issues. We've had issues on my end. Sometimes they are happening at the same time. Sometimes it's bad coincidence. We'll see. I'll probably at least try another live, but I'm going to have to play with things. I may not do very many lives today. We'll still put out videos, but I just won't record them live. And just that way it'll give me a chance to see what's going on a little bit. But here's hoping that this was just a funky little YouTube wobble, but we'll see. Rachel's Magic, everything was good on your end? Okay, awesome. So glad to hear that. See, that makes me think if it's on my end, nobody would be able to watch this video smoothly. So if it's up and down and some of you have the problem and some of you don't, then that would indicate to me that it's YouTube instead of it being my connection. And it's just so weird because my connection kept saying it was good all but one time. So I don't know what's happening, but you guys, it's so good to see you. Sorry for all the bumps in this one. Denise says, so good to see you. Hey, Travis Rhodes. RS. Hi, honey. Chrissy, thank you for being here. And thank you so much, love. Lightning Cass. Hey, I love that, Lightning Cass. That's so well said. Welcome, Karen. Hi. Karen, I'm so honored you're here. Just so you know, Karen, now that you're a member, you can access the members corner. So I have a whole playlist for members, and each week we do a members video. And so even if you only watch the first little intro on that video, I always kind of explain what we do in the members corner. So hopefully that makes it a little bit easier for you to navigate, because every week we do a couple little fun things. And the members videos always have the comments turned on, so you guys can, let me know if it's your birthday month. Let me know if you have a topic that you want on this channel. And then every week I also randomly select a couple people and I do little card pulls. So I do some card pulls for members during their birth month. I do that just one time. I do a little 3-card storytelling for a member on their birth month. And then I do a little 3-card pull for 2 or 3 people just randomly each week. And then if you have a topic and your topic is selected, I also do a little card pull for you there as well. So just to let you guys know. So good to see everybody. Thank you, everyone. Hey, sweetie. Karen, it's better that you came in late. We had a bunch of wobbles in this one. Annie S. Thank you, love. Hi, Nikki O. You came in just at the right time. I got to say hi to you. Hetty says, might be this channel or YouTube. If I have the same issue on the other channel, yeah. I don't know, Hetty. That's a great thought, though, hun. Thank you. SC, hi. Yes, thank you, SC. You're spot on. I want to be yours, Arctic Monkey. You were probably reading my mind before I said it. Denisa. SC, the things I have held in my heart are harder to hide than I thought. I want to be yours. I want to be yours. Lila Bell, hi. Lilith, thank you, hun. Renee, hi. Thank you for the heart. Or excuse me, the rose. TK to Don Kelly, hi, love. Lightning Cass, you're so sweet. Moonbeam Wendy, AC, you're cracking me up. I know this time you're right, we made lemonade instead of needing the lemons. AJ, awesome to see you. Sandy, wonderful to catch you. America Healing Arts, awesome to see you, babe. These Mystic Faith, Bar Maraz, thank you, love. New Bar, I'm not sure what you mean. Please, Can we do something about new stars and crowns? I don't know. I don't know. Lalu, awesome to see you, hon. Oh, okay. So, Barmaraz, I don't pick cards. It's whatever falls out. So, if you're angry and stuff, you should probably just go to a different channel, go find different content. Like, don't ever hate watch stuff. Remember, you chose to be here. You came seeking me. I didn't come finding you. So, anytime that you get upset about stuff, just remember, like, your energy and your time is so much more valuable. So instead of hanging out on a channel that you're obviously upset with me, I just would really strongly encourage you to just click on some other like content. Right, there's so much other stuff, but I'll never like be able to accommodate what you want to hear, because this is all improv storytelling and it's all fictional. So if you're looking for different stories, you're just going to have to either you know pop in, pop out if it's not what you want to hear. But, writing nasty grams is not going to change anything, because I can't fix what pops out in the cards. So, I would certainly wish you a really good day. I hope that you find the content that you're seeking. You, if you're looking for new, you should probably check out a singles storyline. Those I do over on the other channel. But honestly, yeah, I hope everybody always uses their time, wisely, and doesn't ever spend their time consuming content that they don't like and then getting upset over it. So I wish you a better day somewhere else. And I'm just going to help you move on. Okay, love? Because when you start cussing at me in the comments, we don't really do that here. This is all fun and we got a great community, and it's always like real pleasant, and it's just a place to have a good time and hang out together. So yeah, but as soon as somebody cusses at me, I pretty much bounce people on out. So I'm not upset with you at all. I just wish you a better day someplace else, honey. So I'm going to help you move on, because that's how I operate here. I kind of host like dinner parties, is what I say, and I always want people to enjoy being here, including myself. And the second people start cussing at me, that's just not very polite, and I wouldn't do it to somebody, but that kind of gets you bounced out of the dinner party. All right, babe? Have a better day. All right, you guys. Geminis. Denise, Pseudo Susan. Hey, hey. All right, everybody. Kara Dog, thanks for being here. Susie 16. Thank you for being here, love. Angie, Bridget Gore. All right, you guys. Take care. Lots of love, everybody. Bye for now.